Hello, everyone, and thanks for giving us a listen. If you'd like to show our support, please check out our Patreon and Linktree under Interactive Distractions for access to additional Day 1 content, as well as to be part of our awesome community. Thanks again, and we hope you continue to be distracted.
Won't stop till we get it. Got a rocket strapped onto my feet. I'm a bad boy, yeah, don't forget it. No rest, no sleep, because we're bringing it on.
Hello and welcome to Interactive Distractions, episode number 424. My name is Christopher Riccio, and I am here with Jeff Chorney,
What up, everyone?
Jason A. Striker,
Bringing the noise.
and
Boys.
Travis Baum.
I love the energy Chris has brought to the podcast tonight.
Oh man,
Super hot,
I've got
super hot.
so much. I've got so much. There's a lot of cool stuff that we're going to be talking about today.
Energy. Yeah.
But yeah, let's get into it, guys. What's going on, man? How are you guys doing? Jeff, what's up, dude?
Not too much. I'm gonna be returning to work next week, so
Oh,
this week's
good.
been a lot of getting all ducks in a row, chickens in a row, whatever
It's
whatever
ducks.
type of
Ducks in a row.
Okay,
You're right.
Gotcha.
It's,
Ducks in a row.
it's geese. It's geese over there.
Geese.
A
Right?
line
in
of
a row.
quackers.
Yes, definitely. So that's been pretty much my week, getting that stuff organized and in line, and that'll happen next week. Other than that, not too much. Went to a buddy's house on last Friday, hang around the pool, barbecued. That
Nice.
was fun. Yeah, that's it, man. Nothing too exciting here.
Good stuff. Jason, what's up, dude?
Nothing.
That's all we're going to get out of you.
Awesome.
I got nothing. Like
Did you watch? Did you watch Mario with Griffin?
We did actually watch Mario.
How was
but,
that?
But
That's a good flick, man.
That was actually the
fun.
third time that he's seen it. We saw it once in the theater,
Okay.
Okay.
and then his Cub Scout troop went and saw it in the theater as well, which I'm told was a madhouse.
I
I was
bet.
not there for that, but then yeah, as soon as it came out on digital, like day one, we had to buy that.
I was
so.
kind of concerned going into the Mario film, like I knew there was gonna. It's a kids movie, so I knew that there were
Yep.
going to be a lot of children into it. And we didn't go to a. We were actually. It was a midday show, so we were
Sure.
destined to have a lot of kids there. So that was a concern going in. But I got to tell you, that made that movie so much better.
They love
having
it.
a whole bunch of kids like
Oh, I
hooping and
bet.
hollering. It was so good. It was a great experience.
Yeah, that's cool.
There were so
Yeah.
many nods. Like I was so happy watching it, man. And I went with
Me
my
too.
kids, and it was just a fun movie.
Yeah,
like
it was fun.
Yeah.
regardless of what you think about the story or any of that stuff, like I thought it was all pretty good, but like it was just fun to watch. It
It's
was fun to
better
watch.
than any story in any Mario video game. Like I don't know what people were really expecting
that's
with
true.
that. Like it's I
Deep
I was
lore.
An Oscar-worthy story, man. Come on.
yeah. I really liked it. It was an origin story, right? Like it's fine. It's basically Iron Man.
Sequel's gonna
That's pretty
knock
much
your socks
exactly
off.
Basically Iron Man. Okay.
It's the start of the NCU, the Nintendo Cinematic Universe, and everything like that. I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. Like we have Mario, we're gonna get the subsequent sequels. We're gonna get Legend of Zelda, which is probably gonna be a banger ass movie. We're gonna get like hopefully Metroid and a whole bunch of these Nintendo properties.
Yeah,
And I think
that'd
in
be
10
great.
years' time, we'll have like this in-game like event, and it'll be the Super Smash Brothers movie. Let's do it. Like absolutely. I think that would be awesome.
The
So
dark,
that's
gritty
my-
ice climbers where they end up eating each other.
hey, Ice Climbers, if they can make Guardians of the Galaxy an unknown
Yeah.
property, a hit property, you can do anything. So Ice Climbers, let's go.
Yeah.
I'll do an Ice Climbers movie.
Hey, I owned Ice Climbers back in the day on NES. I did.
I did too.
Yeah.
I did too.
That and Balloon Fight, they were great.
We just
Cool.
aged ourselves greatly.
Yes, we did. Travis, what's up, dude?
Nothing much, man. Just super, super busy. I have a gripe.
Uh-oh.
I don't want to get political, but the economy, I think, is forcing companies to get super, super cheap. And I need to know if this is just a me thing or if this is something that everybody is experiencing. I have this thing in my head where, well, in my house, it's not in my head, in my household, every type of like baggie that has like Ziploc style technology on it,
Mhm.
it's constantly breaking. And I feel like the tensile strength, I feel like the quality of their plastic is getting worse and worse, and they're spending less money to try to make their margin, make their profits better.
Right.
Do you guys have a similar issue in your life where like the damn
Well,
Ziplocs are breaking more often and you have to like put them in another Ziploc
I-
and then that ends up breaking?
I bought the sealer pass, so that gives me all the patches first. So you just got to wait a little bit longer, or throw them a couple extra bucks.
Okay, that's what it is. It's
Yeah.
okay. It's
Yeah.
it's
It's gotten so bad I don't even fuck with them anymore. I just like chew it off, like put it in my mouth and then rip it open, and I don't
It's
even have to deal with that
driving
anymore.
me insane. I know this is sounding that this started off sounding like a gag, but it's driving me insane. I can't keep anything fresh in my house because every single thing that has like Ziploc technology is ripping on me, and I have to put, like I said, put it in another Ziploc bag, which is destined to fail.
Are you?
And it's like this weird, crazy Russian doll situation I have with all my Ziplocs.
This is riveting stuff on a video game podcast.
I know,
do you
right?
have like are you having trouble with actual Ziploc bags, or is this like when you go out and buy shit that comes in a
Anything,
Ziploc?
like, for instance, like we'll get like some Trader Joe's pretzel balls and they come Ziplocked and everything.
Okay,
And that will,
okay.
when I pull it open, it just rips and breaks. My
Yeah, I have that
my
problem with-
tortillas, my
Hold on a
tortillas
second.
and stuff like that. That all rips. Like everything rips.
Yeah.
Is this a U.S. thing? I need to know what a pretzel ball is.
So it's a soft pretzel, but it's in ball
Okay.
form.
It's just a ball. It's a little. It's like a
dip
yeah.
it in cheese.
Think
It's-
about
a
having a
whole type
pretzel
thing.
and then just chopping it up into little pieces, and that's it. That's
Gotcha. That
Yeah.
sounds delicious,
Um,
and I think you'd want to have those fresh as possible.
You would want those fresh, and I
They
cannot
They
have
need to
them
be
fresh.
soft. If they're not soft, they're not worth it.
They're not-
No, and they're
No,
just
but
hard
yeah, like
pretzels.
when I get like a deli meat, like I have that problem with deli meat because try and open the bag and the whole bag just rips. Yeah.
It breaks
Okay.
immediately. Yeah.
The
Zips.
the Ziploc is stronger than the bag that it's holding together, and that's
Right.
the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So other than that, life is good.
Big
doing a
Zip's
lot of
getting
in-
cheap. I'm sorry.
yeah. Come on, spend $1. Big Ziploc.
Mhm.
So other than that, InDis stuff. Filmed another video yesterday. Edited it.
Yeah, it was good
today.
shit.
I think it's in the can, as they say in the La La Lands.
When are you throwing that out there?
If you've
And I-
encoded it,
probably-
it's done. It's post. Yeah. In the
Well, it's
can is
done. I
just
mean-
shot. So
Oh, that's right.
Right.
Okay, I'm sorry. But yeah, so that's finished, and probably Monday or Tuesday we'll release that out. It's our first new Dear X, which is kind of like a series of letters to the gaming industry that we write out to everyone. X standing for whoever is we're writing it for, and I have some gripes about
It's a
certain-
variable from algebra.
Yeah, I have I have some gripes about a certain button on various controllers. So we will there's your teaser right there. But yeah, Monday or Tuesday, I believe we'll send that out. So by the time you hear this, keep an eye out for that. But other than that, gentlemen, I have just been playing video games.
also, Chris, how
stuff.
you
Chris.
doing, man?
Oh yeah.
Segue
Two
early.
weeks in a row.
We are professionals. Please don't try this at home. Things are good on this side. I don't know if I told you guys, but I tell you that I had a really bad storm about a month ago and my house got hit by lightning.
No,
Yeah,
I didn't hear
knocked
about
out-
this.
Shocking.
Knocked out an entire my entire entertainment center in my living room.
Holy.
Pretty much everything in it. So the good thing is that the TV survived. So that was a pro. But like my Switch was hooked up to it.
No.
My PS4 Pro was hooked up to
Oh,
it.
no.
I had my cable modem, my primary Wi-Fi point. So like all that shit just got fried.
Whoa.
And like the first half of my workday the next day was driving to Spectrum to get the modem replaced
Right.
so that I actually could work. And then I had to go and get another, like I got the Google Wi-Fi. It comes with like 3 mesh points.
Mhm.
I had to go and get one of the mesh points that's like not really necessary, and basically turn it into the main point. So that took, you have to basically rebuild your Wi-Fi network to
Sure.
do that.
Mm.
But what I ended up finding out, so the Switch, I just had the dock. The dock was dead, but I was able to still use the Switch. Well, I actually brought the Switch with me to MGC, and I played it while I was at MGC. Got home. I didn't play it a lot. I actually brought the Switch, and I brought my Steam Deck. I played the Steam Deck a little bit more. But when I got home and I went to charge it, it wouldn't charge. So the system worked, but the USB port was fried. And this was the OLED one that I had.
Wow.
So I ended up setting up a repair, sent that back to Nintendo, and it just came back this past week. So we now have 4 Switches in the house. Everybody in the house has one. My kids have the 2 regular Switches, and my wife and I both have OLEDs now.
There we go.
So we are a Switch household. But yeah, that was. I don't know if it was through. I'm assuming it was through the power, or through the outlets that it got fried, because my surge protector, I don't think. Actually, I had to go back and check, but it doesn't work anymore. But I have to double check that. But it's also possible that it came through the Ethernet and it just fried everything that had Ethernet hooked up.
Yeah.
And everything that was hooked up to that device.
Eesh,
So
man.
yeah, it was rough. I mean, luckily it wasn't the entertainment center that had the PS5 and like my I got a couple other things down here. But and my PC, like that would have been bad. But yeah. That was my excitement last month. Luckily the Switch came back and it was covered under warranty because it was less than a year old.
Hey, there you go.
So,
And here I am bitching about Ziploc bags,
Right.
like ripping on it and everything like that. Folks,
Really
life can
puts things in
always be worse.
perspective, huh?
Yeah, it really does. It really does. Like I thought I had problems.
well, I have the Ziploc problem too, so this is on top of that, Travis.
Oh my God.
Fuck that. Let's talk about games. Travis, you
Let's
go
talk
first,
about
man.
some games.
You were so excited. You go first, man.
The only thing I'm playing is Zelda.
Yep.
That is
Okay.
it.
So are we
Yeah.
gonna swing back to that then?
Yeah.
Or you want to talk about Zelda now?
Let's just talk about Zelda now.
Sure.
Okay, we talk
Well,
about
if there's
Zelda now.
anything else, Chris, is there anything you want to talk about?
I mean,
'Cause you
so I
said
played-
you just started playing it.
I did. I only got about a day in on Zelda because I was trying to finish Jedi Survivor before I got into it, and
But it
I
sounds
did
like
not finish Jedi Survivor.
you're a little ways out yet, right?
Yeah, I've got it. I think I've got like another quarter of the game or so based on what I've heard from various people. But I basically am to a point where I'm fighting someone for the 3rd time and fuck that guy. Like seriously, do not like that shit. Like it was one of those things where I gave it 2 honest tries and then I'm like, you know what? It's time to just put the controller down and I'm going to go to bed. And then the next day I played Zelda. So that's where I'm at on Jedi Survivor, but I'll go back to it. I don't know where you guys were on like the difficulty for Jedi Survivor when you played it, but I have not moved it. I left it at normal. So this is the first time I've been like, maybe I should go down a little bit first.
Yeah.
Just be a wuss for this one boss.
I've definitely
and
put
then move
it
on.
down to story mode just a couple times, just because I don't like to get frustrated, and I need my Jason Ask Jason game to be super the fucking Jason mode. Every once in a
I
while.
played on Padawan too. I played on whatever one the one is down from normal.
Yeah.
One
Yeah.
down from
Same-
normal. Okay.
Yeah, same for me. I think it's like Jedi Padawan or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chris, you're right there, man. Once that fight is over, the game is just going to take off like a rocket. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I feel like I got that from kind of what happens in that fight because it was like a super what the fuck moment. Like, what are you doing? Like, how do you have this ability? And
yeah.
yeah. So that's happening. Jason, what
Yeah.
you were saying about putting it on story mode, one of the things that actually really got me considering that is when you actually watch a Star Wars film, it's like how many Jedi are hitting dudes multiple times with lightsabers,
Right.
right?
Mm.
It's like I like it should be just like I swung once and you're fucking dead, right? That's the way it's supposed to be.
It's
And
force armor. It's force. It's
Yeah.
The force. Yeah,
Yeah.
everybody's got Beskar on. That's what it is. All the fucking stormtroopers are wearing Beskar, and like everybody who has a Beskar weapon, like fuck those guys with the big hammers too. Like, oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
but
tough.
yeah,
They're
It's like
tough.
a Superman conundrum thing. It's like you can't really have a Superman game because if he's just the best at everything, it's not going to be fun.
yeah.
You have to do something.
I mean, all your enemies would have to have kryptonite. You know, it's difficult to balance, but
I do want
I'm
to
gonna
ask
give
you
it-
off the air though, what part you're talking about because I think I know exactly where you are, but now I'm not too sure. So I'll ask you off air.
yeah.
In
We'll
DMs.
we'll
I
chat
won't
about it
wanna-
afterwards.
Yeah, I don't want to ruin it for anyone.
I'm not going to go too into detail, but I know we have a couple of people that play that listen. So we did play a little bit of Destiny this week, and we actually got 2 raids done this week. We got the new one, the Root of Nightmares, done, and we got Deepstone Crypt done.
How long are they now? Like, they used to be a pretty involved thing. Is it still the case? Or
it's really, I mean, it's not as bad as you think. The Deepstone Crypt you could probably get through in about an hour.
Okay.
Root of Nightmares is pretty new, so it took us a little bit. But if you really press at it, probably about 2 hours. You know, and then until you get used to the mechanics.
When
but
we were playing together, we were finishing Crota pretty regularly, like under an hour.
Yeah, for D1 it was a bit different. That one particular raid, we were talking about that one raid. Like that raid was a half an hour long. Like we would jump on reset night, run a nightfall, and then once 6 people got on, we'd run that raid 3 times and be done in one night, right? Yep. So it doesn't work quite like that anymore. And then we actually tried to do another one. We tried to jump into Kingsfall, and there's a huge problem with Destiny right now, where the sound is really like it just started a few weeks ago. They did something in one of their patches where the sound just went completely fucking nuts. And apparently that's linked to the problem with Kingsfall, because as we were trying to get into Kingsfall, it just literally crashed everyone's game. If you were on PS5 and you tried to get into Kingsfall, it crashed your game.
Dang.
It happened. We had 3 on PS5 and 3 on PC, and everybody that was on a console, it just crashed.
It wouldn't be Destiny if a patch didn't break something. So.
That's true. And the worst part is that was like 3 patches ago, and it's still there. It's like it's a really really bad sound problem too, where it just feels like everything is all static and jumbled together, and it's awful.
What started to really bother me, and it contributed to the downfall of my playtime with Destiny 2 or Destiny in general. And Bungie focused so much more, like there were obvious issues that needed to be like hot fixed or patched out immediately. But whenever there was like a cheese or whenever a gun needed to be nerfed, or anything, they are so quick to do that.
Right.
So quick to jump on that. But when there were like tangible issues with the game that needed to be fixed, you always had to wait for an expansion or like a major patch or something like that. And I started to get frustrated. I got frustrated with that early on and dealt with it, took it on the chin for a while. But it just got to a point where that was definitely one of the factors that caused me to stop playing. So
yeah, and they're still they still rebalance everything every season, but they are completely nerfing my favorite exotic armor right now. So coming the next patch. So I got to figure out I got to make a new build for my.
Sounds like a good time, bud.
We'll see how that works out. But yeah, outside of that, it's been Zelda. So I'll pass it off. Who else is? Anybody got something else besides Zelda?
No, I don't think so.
No.
Little bit Street Fighter 6.
Guys.
Still trying to get the muscles in motion and memorizing stuff.
Yeah, because the beta, right? The beta was this weekend?
No, actually, the beta is this weekend.
It's this coming weekend?
Yeah, there's a playable demo that only has like Luke and Ryu in it that you can download wherever, and that's free. So,
how do you like what you're seeing so far?
I really, really, really like what I'm seeing so far. It's been fun learning these new mechanics and stuff, and just the flow of like how combos are going to go with that drive rush gauge. It's going to be nuts.
I've been eyeballing that little peripheral that you linked us to get the old sticks to work on.
Dude, they're sold out.
Modern day.
Yeah.
I figured they would. They would.
Yeah, they sold out within minutes.
It's like a webcam at the beginning of the pandemic. You just can't find them. They're gone.
Yeah, I got in on the second wave.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna get one, but not until after, I don't know, mid to late June. So
okay,
that's a bummer. But
okay, if they are allowing pre-orders, I might just see if there's a list on it and just buy it.
Yeah,
I'll check it out and see it, because that's something I would want to do. Because if I did jump into 6, I can't imagine playing with a controller. Like I'd have to play. with 6,
Yeah. And you still have your stick, right? The NES controller stick? Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Was that a USB one? I forget. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we should be good.
Yep.
I'm sure.
If not, I'll just send it to you and you can fix it.
Of course, free of charge.
You have plenty of time. You have plenty of time.
Good stuff. So, well then, Zelda. Let's talk about Zelda.
Zelda. Yeah. I mean, game kind of sucks, right?
I'm done with it.
Yeah, it's over. It's super quick. You can beat it in like.
See, the problem with Jason saying I'm done with it is I don't know if he's serious or not.
I know.
Well, Jason, like I think Jason like is kind of like
I'm
probably
begrudgingly liking this.
You're
I'll-
begrudgingly liking
I
this?
begrudgingly like this because
Yeah.
I had such issues with Breath of the Wild, and they're still prevalent,
right.
but they're better now. Like, my whole weapon degradation thing, I hate that.
Oh, I hate it too. It's awful.
But in this one, they try and explain it. The weapons have decayed now, and they're unstable. But now they give you the fuse abilities where you can put on like a bokoblin horn or something like that, and it'll be a little more. It'll do more damage, a little more durability. So that kind of mitigates the issue that I have with that.
It
Also
certainly
makes it a
helps
lot
it.
better.
Yeah.
And
it helps with
hated it in the
the
first one.
inventory management too, because like that always seemed to be like I couldn't pick up weapons because I always had too many weapons. And,
there's some quality of life stuff that they changed around where you could just drop something in your inventory for something new. So you didn't have to like back out and drop it and all kinds of shit.
Yeah, the fusing of the weapons was it really helped with the degradation and with the inventory management for me.
Yep.
Because if I had things that I wanted to keep, it was like I don't want to get rid of that. Okay, I'll just fuse it to this, and
I'll just fuse it to a fucking minecart. I put a minecart on a stick. It's amazing. It's a hammer now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
the
It's cool.
minecart hammer.
It actually makes. I actually look forward to weapons breaking now, and I like the rest of you. I hated it in Breath of the Wild. Like that was the thing I hated most. And with this one,
You look
I
forward
will
to
have
it.
a
Why?
weapon.
Because you can find something else. It's
Because
like,
then I find something else and plug in that slot and then make something else, and I'm like, oh, this is cool. And then so like I don't worry about it as much. Like in the other one, I was hoarding weapons so bad. Like I would get a really good weapon and just never use it because I would be like, okay, that's got high attack, so I'm gonna save that. And then I hardly ended up using it. Like I ended up getting. I can't remember, the Master Sword, was that breakable, or was it the Hylian Shield?
No,
Hylian Shield.
the Master Sword, it wasn't breakable, but you had to like it would run out of
That's
like,
right.
stamina.
It was on a timer,
you had to let
right?
it like recharge.
Yeah. But the shield could break though, right? The Hylian Shield. Because I remember getting it and I was like, I'm not going to use this.
In Breath of the Wild, you can like buy it back, or there was like a character who could like reforge it or something like that.
Gotcha. So you could get it back. Yeah, but any of the really good shit, I hardly ever use because I was too afraid to. And this, I'm putting shit together and like breaking it over whatever's heads and then just making another one, being like, can I put this tree on here? Like the minecart thing. Oh, put a minecart in a shield. That's fun. That's some. You want to do some skateboarding?
Yeah,
that's some fun shit.
That shit rules.
They even added rail grinding, man, just like Tony Hawk. Like it's really cool to get around those things.
It's like two games in one.
Exactly.
It's pretty impressive to see what people can put together in that game too.
Well, it's nuts because it does two things to me. One, it makes me really entertained, and then also very inadequate. It makes me feel extremely inadequate and
I would have never thought to do that ever.
I am so. I had the same issue with like Scribblenauts when I was playing that. Like I'm so logically narrow-minded when it comes to certain things. Like instead of making this wild, crazy boat, I will just take a whole bunch of logs, glue them together, put them across the gap, and then cross it that way.
Yeah.
When someone else is doing like some like really like extravagant like
they made
concoction.
a person catapult and they just get in it and it flings them to the other side. It's great.
Right, but people are doing like some amazing things, and it made me realize that there are a few different types of people in the world. There are the super creative, there are the murderous. Like the things that people are doing to those poor Koroks is just criminal. It's really, really sad. And then people who just love dicks, because clearly, if you give people the tools, they're going to make a lot of penises. They're going to put a lot of penises in their game for sure.
Who amongst us?
There are some cool things that you can really, really do in the game, especially, you talk about the fusing, and I won't add too much on that. I agree 100% on what you're saying. I think another thing that was like a huge, huge benefit to this game versus Breath of the Wild was changing up the abilities and the powers that you get, because I feel that they're way more entertaining. They're made with creativity in mind and also add some quality of life. Like, for instance, the Ascend move. Like, I use that so much. It is so helpful in very many situations.
So many times.
It's so good. And it just like if you're like just in a well, like I don't feel like walking
Yeah.
back across the well or
Mhm.
going through a cave. I can just ascend right up to the top of it, and it's an easy way to scale mountains if you don't want to. Um, it's a huge benefit to the parts of Breath of the Wild that started to get old, 20, 30 hours into the game and stuff like that, which I really enjoyed. Um, we talked about fusing, talked about ascend. I am starting to kind of play around with the reversing time a little bit more
Oh,
because I
yeah.
feel that that's like the one thing that if it's not a part of a puzzle, I don't really use it. So I started messing around with there was a group of enemies that were just kicking my ass, and I had put two boulders together and used the
Because you were
ultra
missing your
hand.
deck, obviously.
I was using the ultra hand to spin them around, and then I hit the time travel on it and reverse the time, and the boulders were just spinning in the air, and the enemies were I was coaxing the enemies to run towards the rocks, and then the enemies were taking damage on
Yeah.
those rocks, massive damage. And I was like, okay, I'm going to use this so much now, so much. And
Yeah,
I
why
even messed
not?
around with like taking a whole bunch of logs and making like a really long log to where it's like essentially like a huge like battering ram, and it made it spin like crazy. And like if you have like 6 or 7 enemies, especially when you're in the depths, those enemies can be really tough. It makes like fighting down there really good. Um, but
It's good for launching gliders too, from pretty much anywhere, because you can use the sticky hand thing to raise the glider up, and then you bring it back down, and then use the step on it, use the rewind, so you go up on the glider, and then you can like pretty much launch it
Then
from
it
anywhere.
goes out
I've
over the
n-
ledge. Yeah.
I've
Hmm.
Well,
never
you
thought
do
of
that a lot too.
I've never thought about that. That would be I need to
Yeah, I
Yeah.
never thought about that
I'll
either. I
need to
saw
try
that
that.
on something, and I was like, "Holy shit,
Yeah.
this is actually
Think about
I'll need
really
platforms
good."
too, just like a piece of wood or whatever. You lift it up with
Mhm.
the ultimate hand or whatever the fuck it's called,
Sticky
multi-hand.
hand.
But then let it come down, do the reverse while you're standing on it, and you'll get launched up.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Like
There we go.
it makes sense. And now I'm like, fuck, I could have used that in so many situations
Yeah.
that I
But
climbed and been like,
it's cool because like it may, and I think that's the special part about this game is that like you can kind of assume what the developers want you to do and be like,
mhm,
okay, well, logically, I need to do this and this and this to solve this puzzle or cross this path. But in reality, they want you to try to break the game. They want you to try to
yeah,
think
Yeah.
outside the box. I
They
don't think
want
there
you to make
is.
penises.
I don't
I
think
don't
there
think that's what
is.
they want. I just
Oh,
going
whatever.
out
They
there on a
knew
limb.
exactly what they were doing. Big
I
penis
mean,
simulator.
They knew what
Mario
people were
Paint,
gonna
man.
do.
Yep.
They
you
knew what
know
people were
what
gonna
you
do.
doing.
But no, I think it's just really great that you can approach pretty much any situation, and as long as you have the tools around you, you can usually make your idea work for the most part. And that makes the game. I would say 80% of the time, it makes me feel like a really smart player. Like I like, wow, I just figured that out. Like that was a great
Mhm.
experience, and like move on to the next shrine or move on to the next dungeon. And then once in a while, man, it is just like massively frustrating, and I feel like the dumbest person.
Yeah,
This the
it can
dumbest kid
happen.
in school, man. But I just love what this game does for you and everything like that. And going back to parts of the game that I enjoy that they did better than Breath of the Wild, like the game, thankfully, is just so better filled out. Like every 150 yards, I feel like there's way more to do and
Hmm.
more things to catch your eye. Um, and that's to a fault because I was talking about it in the chat earlier today that like after yesterday, my session yesterday, I was actually starting to get a little bit of bad anxiety with the game. It was starting to kind of overcome my mind in a way that like it was everything that I was trying to do felt daunting. It felt like I had a specific thing that I wanted to do and I wasn't able to accomplish it because I felt like there were more important things that I could be doing. It was just a weird mindset that I was in, and it
Sure.
actually gave me
Yeah.
a very bad experience in my gameplay. It was the first time I had a bad experience with this game yesterday. And then I went into it today. Jeff gave me some advice and stuff like that, which I ended up doing at the end of my session today. So I have some when I jump
Something to
into
do
my game.
tomorrow or after this.
Yeah, yeah. When I jump in, I have like my plan set. I have my markers all set up there, and I'm ready to go.
Mhm.
But today I went into it like, okay, I'm gonna do side quests and like there's like side quests, like mid quests and your main quests. So I'm just gonna do side quests and mid quests. And if I run into a shrine or if I run into a NPC or another mission, I'll accept the mission. I just want to have a goal, but then like I'll hit the the interesting things that I come across and stuff like that. And I went back to having a great experience and stuff like that. It just had to kind of like stop being so narrow minded and be like, okay, I want to do this one thing and I just want to focus on this and nothing but this, because like this game is going to throw so much at you that I think you have to be a little bit open minded to kind of accept everything that's there because there's so much there. I mean, they say like 70, 80 hours to beat, but I can see this game lasting you for months.
Hundreds of hours, yeah.
Months and months, man.
I had the same.
It's huge.
Sorry, good. Yeah, I had the same issue where I'm Mr. Overwhelmed when I play any open world stuff. And like I like Breath of the Wild. I loved Elden Ring. Well, I loved Breath of the Wild too. And I did have that moment, kind of like you said, where I was kind of feeling overwhelmed. And then when I decided to not give a shit about the Korok seeds, that's when I started to kind of enjoy myself more and not get that feeling. Because that's what I found. Like I felt like there could be one anywhere. And then I'd spend 10 minutes in an area and not find anything. And then I'd be like, well, what the hell? There should be one around here. Like I just assume there is. And then once I just stopped caring about that and just kind of playing the game just naturally, just kind of doing similar to what you did, like I would make a list. I would just say, okay, I put 3 markers and I'd be like, I'm gonna do these 3 things, and then whatever happens in between happens in between. And I think that's how I like my open world games, because I think that's why I like Breath of the Wild, that's why I like Elden Ring, and that's why I like this, is because there's not icon barf everywhere, and it's not making me feel like an absolute asshole. And whatever I want to mark, I put the markers down, not the game. And I've been having so much fun with it since I just kind of let that go. Just been like, okay, just play the game, just go.
You guys keep talking about routines. This is what I've been doing every day.
I should have brought mine. I used mine for the first time today, my amiibos. They get some good shit with them, man.
Yeah.
Which ones do you get? Can you hold them up? Hold them up? Yeah, I don't have that one. What does that one give you? Do you remember?
No, I don't. Oh, you can get an entire like costume set. You can get a Toon Link head. Oh no, that's Link's Awakening.
So Toon Link.
No, it's the Link's Awakening. Let's see, I got 8-bit. That gives you.
Yo, the 8-bit one. I remember when that came out.
What else we got? This one just gives you meat.
Yes.
No treasure chest, but a shit ton of meat sometimes.
Meat. Yes. Yeah.
It's actually pretty helpful. So.
Yep, I got that one. Did you get so one of the ones I have gives you a random chance of getting Epona. And it's same as in Breath of the Wild. It's the same shit. So I got Epona today.
There's one more. This is the one that gives me Epona.
Yep, that's the one I have. Yeah, that's the same one. And I got it, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. Now I have, and I forgot to check Epona into whatever the stables are in Breath of the Wild, so it didn't carry over to this, which is another cool thing. It carries over your horses from Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, I noticed that.
So I did it I won't spoil the story, but there's a very early quest where you need to go into like a abandoned temple type thing, but you can't. I haven't figured out a way to get the horse out. I can't do it, and because it's not been checked into a stable, I can't just call it there. So now I just gotta hope that I randomly get that again, and I don't know how many chances, like 1 in 10. I have no idea what it is. That it'll spawn again.
It's random.
But it pissed me off. I'm like, son of a bitch, why did I wait till this moment to use all my amiibos for the first time? I'm a grown-ass man. I should have known this and played my amiibos when I fucking would have made more sense.
Well, first things first, I'm going to say that these guys voted me as the person to most likely like buy DLC for pay to win purposes and everything. And Jason has like, I don't know, $80 in amiibos on his desk.
It just gives me meat and like a couple arrows.
That meat is important. You need it. So one of the things, and we kind of skipped over our opinions and stuff like this, and I'll just go ahead and say I love this game. Like it is.
Oh, it's great.
It is awesome. It is a fantastic game, and the fact that it's running on 7-year-old like a 7-year-old console. I mean, the console technically is even like not as strong as the PS4, and it is running this game very, very, very well. Like, it has some frame rate issues still and everything like
Yeah.
that, but for the most part, it's running, I would say, like 85 to 90% still at a solid 30 frames, and it's doing really well. Like, when you load in from fast travel and when you're doing ultra hand, those are the only times I'm seeing stutters.
Yeah.
The stutters get bad, but
They
they
get
With
are
Ultra Hand, it gets pretty
sometimes,
bad.
yeah, but they're for me, they've been few and far between. But like the fact that this game has like 3 levels of topography, a pretty impressive draw distance
Yeah.
when you're free falling.
It seems like
I
it's
mean,
better in this than Breath of
It
Breath
is,
of the
I
Wild.
think it
agree.
is. It
I
definitely
agree.
seems further.
Yeah. Yeah. And
I wonder if that has to
hi-
do with like, they didn't have to worry about other consoles or other systems. And this one
Possibly.
they could just focus on Switch.
That's right, because it's easy to forget that
I played it on Wii U.
Breath of the
or
Wild
Yeah.
was made
first
for
one.
the Wii U. Yeah, it was made for that. So yeah, that's I kind of forgot about that.
I actually forgot about that. I was
Yeah,
gonna
I
say,
did too.
wait, I was thinking about that. I was like, did it come out for Wii U? I don't remember. But yeah, apparently it did.
Yep.
All right.
But I wanted to reinforce my opinion that I love this game very much, and another one of the big reasons was they vastly improved the story in this game. There are in Breath of the Wild there were like memories of the past that you can find that kind of fill in the backstory. They're completely missable. That makes a return in Tears of the Kingdom, and it is turned up to 11. And in my opinion, I mean, it's not a huge bar. It's not a very high bar. It's easily the best storyline that I think has ever been in a Zelda game. And I think it's actually one of the best storylines in probably most Nintendo properties, period. Again, maybe not a high bar, but it is stellar.
I don't remember much story from Breath of the Wild. This already has
you will
more
remember
story.
you will
Oh, I know.
remember this
I've done a lot of the memories because you mentioned it, and you even said today it'd be cool if you did the memories before we recorded. And I was like, challenge accepted. So I did my thing. I put down. I was like, okay. And oh, by the way, for people listening, without spoiling, the memories are a lot easier to find, and just
It's way easier.
you'll just follow the quest line that is that, and you'll be able to figure it out. But you do have to travel around a lot. So I put
A
down
lot,
my
yeah.
3 markers, and I was like, okay. But then it's like a dog. It won't mind me. Like, hey, I'm gonna go to that squirrel, and like I'm going
Yeah.
to like a shrine, or I'm gonna go fight a whatever they called. I'm
Those
just terrible with
shrines
their
are hard
names.
to walk away from.
Oh god, yeah. And
They
the
are really hard to
goblins
walk
or
away from.
whatever.
They're really good, man. Some of those. Sorry to interrupt, Jeff.
Oh,
but like
some of them, yeah, they're good.
Some of those, like I was playing today, and I said out. I was alone in my house, and I said out loud, "These developers are so fucking smart." Like I cannot imagine what kind of brain it takes to create some of these scenarios, these puzzle scenarios. It blows me away. It makes sense why this game constantly got delayed, and why this game was, it takes so long to develop and stuff like that. Because by the time you get it, man, you're consistently surprised
Well,
of how
shit,
good it
the
gets.
combination mechanics alone,
Mhm.
like that had to take a ton of time.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I interrupted you, Jeff, though, but you were talking about
Yeah,
going through the
I
missions.
was gonna say I ended up getting. I think I got 8 of them.
Okay.
No,
Oh,
I
you're
didn't
real
do them
close.
all in that time. I had like 3 already unlocked, and I think I did the other 5 throughout the day. So I am close. Yeah, there's one that's pretty far away, but yeah, I'll probably wrap them up tomorrow. I got that plus another 2 goals to get tomorrow.
Hit me up in private messages.
I
We're
think
gonna
I
have to
know.
talk about
Yeah,
it. It's gonna
I
be good.
definitely
It's gonna
something
be
I was
good.
kind of like, ooh, okay. So
Mhm.
yeah, it's good, man. I love it. Chris, finish Star Wars, dude. Like,
Yeah, I need to, because you guys are talking about stuff I am not even close to at this point.
Well,
I mean,
how far did you get in your day of playing, Chris?
not super far. I only got to put a couple hours into it, but
Did you get off
I
the
need to-
tutorial island?
I did not get off that
Okay.
first big
Okay.
Sky Island. I'm on my way to the 3rd shrine.
Gotcha.
How many shrines are on that island? Are there just 3?
I think.
Four.
No, I think
Four,
there
I
might be 4. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
4.
I'll have to look for the other one because I'm not leaving without the 4th shrine.
I think you have
It's-
to get it anyway.
Yeah.
It's
Like, I
funny.
think you have to do all of them.
It's funny that tutorial area could take you an hour, or it could take you
Yeah,
6 hours.
like navigating that shit is crazy. Like,
Yeah,
it's because and I understand why they did it that way, because they're trying to get you accustomed to doing the combinations, and figuring out how to navigate this world
dude,
with
just
what they've got, what they give you. But I mean, what I'm hoping and what it sounds like from what you guys are talking about is that you know, the traversal gets a lot easier as you continue the game and are able to unlock more things that you can build and that kind of
Totally.
thing. So
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
does, yeah. And you get to those little you open up one of those bubble things where you get the bubbles. I'm not sure if you've done that
It's
yet.
like a gotcha machine, like a
Yeah. You get those, and they give you a bunch of the Zonai items that you just basically keep in your inventory, so you can pull out whenever you want to.
like here.
Um,
I need a fan. Here we go.
Yeah,
Pull out-
exactly.
pull
Oh,
out.
okay, okay.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
I have like 40 fans
Like,
stockpiled. right
I'm not
now.
Nice.
I'm not super far. Like I've only done one of the main temples, which we haven't
Same.
touched on yet. Maybe without spoiling, we can go into it a little bit. But before we get to that, I thought all the traversal stuff was pretty much covered from what I've played, and then I got to a shrine that introduced me to a totally different way to control vehicles.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah.
it was so much fun, and I was like, oh my,
Super
I
fun.
can't wait, because I haven't actually opened up where I can get the parts to do that, but I did it
just
in the
got 'em today.
shrine.
I just got them
And
today.
I was
yeah.
like, oh my god, I can't wait to get this stuff, because that's gonna make the way you can oh dude, it's, and Chris, I know you're a traversal guy, and you're gonna think it's slow
When
at
it
first,
comes
but
to
once you start
open, yeah. When it comes to open world, it's gotta have interesting traversal for me. So
it
Well,
definitely
it's
does.
as interesting as you want it, as you make it. Like it's
Yeah.
really,
Yeah.
and I'm trying to learn that. Like I'm trying to open my mind. Now so Jeff, right now you're probably still missing an ability, right? On your ability wheel, you're probably still missing
I
one,
am
right?
missing an ability wheel,
Okay.
yeah.
I just got it, and that
Okay.
also will make
Oh, I know what you're talking
traversal
about.
a lot
Yeah.
easier. It's huge. I
Yeah.
actually just stumbled upon it like accidentally and ended up getting it. So I spent a lot of time just walking in the dark depths, like making myself miserable down there.
Dude,
It's
it is
scary. I
not-
haven't been down there yet. I don't want to
It's
go.
okay,
not
I was
that
gonna say the
fun.
same thing. I've only been there for the story part early, and that's it.
It's not that fun. But I think I was just purposefully wandering. But if you follow the missions that are there, I think it makes it a little bit easier. So wait for any missions or side missions that point you in that
Bring you
direction,
there.
and then I think that'll make it. Because like I was just forcing myself down there to try to find stuff, and I found some dope stuff. There's
All
some really good stuff.
pristine weapons are down there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like that's the main thing. but
Yeah,
I haven't
yeah.
gone down there really.
and you have to go down there to. I was asking you guys in the Discord, which you can join if you join our Patreon. You can
slide that in there.
I had asked you guys that can you permanently increase your batteries? And you guys, well, you can overcharge them and add like the yellow bars, but down there there are resources that you can refine with the constructs, and you can permanently increase those batteries. Because now I have like 2 full batteries at all times. So the depths are
Nice.
becoming more and more important. But luckily I did a lot of groundwork and kind of like lit up a lot of the area down there, because it is pitch black down there.
Damn.
So bring your I think, what is it, light shrooms or light seeds or something like that, and throw those. Do not shoot
Mhm.
them with arrows.
No, the
You're gonna
glowfish.
waste.
You eat them and you glow. It's great.
Well, I found armor that make that I'm all lights. Like I have lights all on me, so I
Cool.
just glow all on me
Oh, wow.
automatically. So but what else in this game is pretty great? So
mention the temples, the dungeons.
yeah, so we'll talk about that, and I also want to talk about the audio, but let's talk about the temples first, because I have things to say.
I think they're a lot better than Breath of the Wild. I'll leave it at, I won't go. I wasn't a huge Zelda fan
It's
before.
not a high
I played
bar.
them. Well,
Sorry.
yeah, because
Yeah.
Breath of the Wild, they're terrible, and I think that's why like these are infinitely
not a high
better than
bar.
those. But they're not like traditional Zelda, or even
No.
like Darksiders.
Yeah.
Like they're not.
You're not getting the boss
not
key
on that
and the
level.
compass or anything like that.
Yeah.
I was
But they're
disappointed by
good.
that. I was disappointed
Well,
by
the
that.
one I did.
The reason I was disappointed, because I made the decision to read a bunch of reviews, and there were a few reviews that said that if you're a fan of classic Zelda dungeons, that you're going to see some improvements, and they kept it at that. So I made my I shot my expectations up, and I was thinking about getting compasses and or compasses,
Yep.
Compasses.
Nailed it.
Sure. Someone will
boss
correct
keys and
us in
stuff
the
like that.
comments.
And you know, I was excited about that. And yes, they're better than these temples are better than the divine beasts. But I don't think by much. I really don't think by much, because they're still kind of very contained spaces.
Yeah.
Like
I just hated the
like
divine beasts like with a passion.
Yeah,
I didn't
and
like any of them.
and it, like I admit it, it is better than Breath of the Wild for sure. But I still feel like it's missing that. If they can add the classic temples into this new genre, which they have come out and said that this is the blueprint for Zelda going forward. If they can add those standard temples that we're used to from Zelda games of yore, I mean, you're looking at. I mean, people are always saying this is a perfect game. I don't think I would go that far, but like I would definitely say it would make it a step closer to being like the perfect Zelda experience. I like so, and I've only done the first temple as well. So there are more temples to do, more
Yeah.
to experience. I'm sure they can get better.
I've done 2 so far, and the mechanic, I guess, is kind of the same between the 2. I don't want to
Okay.
really spoil it, but
Okay, yeah.
like
Yeah.
Okay.
like the one that you do, what you have to do at the one, you have to do at the second
Yeah.
one as well.
Well, I'll tell you, for Temple 1, I enjoyed the path getting to Temple 1 more than I actually enjoyed the temple itself. You want to talk a badass time.
If you went to the same one of all of us, which I'm assuming we
I
might
think
have
They
all
kind of
went to the
push
same
you.
one.
They push
Yeah, they
you.
I don't
push
think
you.
you have. They push you. I don't think you have to though,
Right.
because Sass Bob, he hasn't done the one that they push you to yet,
Right.
and he's done 2 already.
Yes. It's radical. I enjoyed every step of that journey. That was really fun. It felt it made the temple feel earned once you got there, because I don't know, it's fun. It's fun. It's really good. And then the other thing that I just love in this game, and I think it's really a standout, is the audio. I remember enjoying like the music and the sound effects in Breath of the Wild, but I didn't remember it being this good. Everything from like the musical accompaniment to the really cheesy, corny, like super Japanese voice acting from the non-speaking characters. The ooh, there's something that's like super campy and Japanese that I just love and adore about Zelda, and I loved it in Breath, and then I feel like it's even better in Tears. It's just it's a really good audio experience,
Mhm.
and I'm sad that I don't have like the option to plug in headphones or have headphone accompaniment with this game and stuff like that. Now my surround sound's playing it well, but man, it is just a feast for the ears, and I've been really enjoying listening to this game as I've been playing. So
I gotta throw in that's one of my disappointments is I am tired of the silent protagonist. It's like, let Link have a voice, because Zelda's sitting there talking to him and he's just like, I'm just gonna sit here, let him talk, like give him a voice. He doesn't have to be silent. It doesn't take you out of the experience if he talks.
right.
At least I don't think it does.
It might.
And
I don't know. I've never heard him.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. It's like, it was so refreshing to jump into the game and to hear, like, you start out right away and Zelda is kind of talking to you and giving you kind of like the background of what you're doing and things like that. And and I was like, all right, now let Link say something. Nope. He's just gonna sit there and hold the sword, I guess. That's what he does. So I get what you're saying, and I don't disagree with you, but I am tired of the silent protagonist stuff, and I wish they would let him talk. Like,
I'm with you. It's antiquated
rather than the dead air and awkwardness of him just standing there waiting for Zelda to say something else.
Yeah,
So.
I think that's definitely an old style of RPGs where like the developers wanted you to kind of be in the shoes or in the head of your character.
They want you to be the voice.
Right.
They couldn't have voice recording either.
Yeah, but they didn't even have text to speak and stuff like that. So like I get it, but I'm with you. I think that's gonna be. But here's what's gonna happen though. We're going to get, after the success of Mario, like I mentioned earlier, we're going to get a Legend of Zelda movie, and guess what? Link's gonna talk, and people are going to lose their fucking minds about it and hate it.
No, of course.
So it's like can't have
I don't know.
everything 'cause you don't want
I don't know.
nothing.
I think that they can do it well. Like I think they can do it well.
I agree.
And
I think they should. I think the success of the movie will probably see more story be injected into future Mario titles. I wouldn't be
probably,
surprised
yeah.
if that was the case. Yeah. Now that
And
Mario has personality.
and I feel like we can all thank Sega for that. Because the success of Sonic the Hedgehog is kind of, I feel like that's what really jump started that. But that's I digress.
I've yet to watch either movie.
Dude,
I
they're
know. I need
good.
to. I heard they're great. Yeah.
They're so good.
Yeah.
They're so much fun. Like it's
You guys-
I'm a
Oh,
big
sorry.
fan. No, go ahead.
Yeah, they're good. No, I was gonna say maybe due to time, we might want to kind of put a bow on it till next week for Zelda, because I'm sure we're all gonna be playing.
Yeah, I'm sure we're going to be talking more about it. I'm hoping to finish up Star Wars over the weekend, and then I'll be like neck deep in Zelda, trying to catch up.
Oh, there won't be any catching up, man.
No.
I think everyone kind of goes at their own pace.
Yeah, that's true.
In fact,
That's
about
fair.
10 million other people will be going at their own pace because Zelda Tears of the Kingdom sold 10 million copies in 3 days.
Nice.
Not only making it the fastest selling Zelda game ever, it's also the fastest selling Nintendo game sold in America. So that's probably not Japan or the world, but definitely in the Americas. And it beat out Pokemon, whatever that last Pokemon game was, which I did not play.
Violet and Scarlet?
Periwinkle.
Sure.
I don't know.
Yeah, why not?
We have both of
Argyle.
them. We have both of them because my son is obsessed. So
So yeah, it's pretty successful. Talk about success. I think
Yeah.
Travis might be onto something. They might want to make a movie about that. So I feel like there'd be money there.
It's not going to be a movie, Jeff. It's going to be a film.
A
Show it some
film.
We're talking
respect.
cinema.
Yeah, it's Ridley Scott, Zelda. More people making money. EA, they're allowing college football players their likeness to be used in their upcoming NCAA football game. Travis, take it away because I do not play the foosball games. So fill us in, bud.
So a little backstory outside of the actual game itself. So historically, well, ever since like college sports have started, college players have not been allowed to earn money with like endorsements or any type of deals or anything like that, or receive any special incentives whatsoever, while the NCAA was constantly profiting off the backs of these players and stuff like that. Even going so far as if they were caught profiting, they would be penalized. Like for instance, Reggie Bush, who played for USC, won the Heisman one year. A couple of years later, even when he was in the NFL, they found out that he received some housing incentives. It wasn't even like a deal or anything. He just received some housing incentives. And even when he was in the NFL, they stripped him of his Heisman Trophy and stuff like that. But they made millions of dollars off of him.
Yeah, but it's not allowed the second they get something.
But that just changed. They, I think they're called NIL rules and everything like that. So as of last year, college players of any college level, any college athlete is able to sign deals and get endorsements and everything and make money, which is I think a great move all in all for everybody coming up in college sports and everything like that. But that also allows EA Sports to not only add the likeness and the names of these players in there, but compensate these players for their likeness, for the rights for them to be in the game and everything like that. So that is a really, really great thing. Players who have played NCAA football titles know it. Like when you're playing your team, like your receivers are always like WR number 88 and stuff like that. Like they didn't have their names. Like you knew who those players were, but they couldn't say who those players were. So it did take some of the immersion out of playing college football. And for many, many years, people enjoyed the EA college football games more than they enjoyed Madden. And I know I would be interested in it. I have not really been that interested in Madden. I don't think with the lack of competition, they haven't really been doing very much innovation in their space. Like they're really focused on.
That was one of the biggest fears, right? Is that they were just kind of going to get stagnant.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, the 2005, they got their ass beat by 2K, and then and also undercut in price. And then they took the license from that point on. But now we're gonna get a college football game back. They have a ton of the rights to a lot of the players. 120 players have already signed on, and more are piling in. They have the rights for the college playoff. They have the rights. I think they're looking at ESPN, but I mean that's
When was
remains
the
to
last
be
time they
seen.
made an NCAA football game?
Oh my man, that was
long
like
time ago.
2012, 14,
So that was
13.
okay. So they
whatever.
haven't even had a game while the actual college football playoff was a thing.
Right. And you have to
Oh,
get
interesting.
you have to get the individual rights for all of that
Yeah.
and everything. So yeah, but they're getting all those, and it looks like
So
we're
they're
going
putting
to
a
get
lot of money behind this. They're
yeah
that's a big
2024. We're finally
bet.
gonna get a college football game. So
All right.
I'm excited, and it's great for the
Cool.
college players. Good stuff.
Yeah, that is good for the
Um,
college players because they've been. I mean, they're getting used. That's annoying as hell.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, millions and millions of dollars. They don't see a dime.
Yep.
What else we got on here? Oh, Lords of the Fallen. Remember that game?
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
The Lords of the Fallen. You might remember it by.
I do.
Came out last gen. It's kind of like a Soulsborne type deal. I
Game
believe
wouldn't
a
run
couple of us
for
tried it.
shit. Oh my god.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it
I
was
don't-
awful.
Ugh. I don't remember. I don't know if I played it actually. To be honest.
were
I didn't
some
play it.
good there were some good things about that game, and I
Yeah.
think that they received a lot of input, and this is probably why we're getting this reboot. And I'm
Yeah, they
pretty
are
pumped about it.
rebooting it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's coming out
Yep.
October 13th. Current gen only, so no last gen stuff, and
That's
it's
okay.
UE5 confirmed. So Travis, let's
It's
add
the
this to the list of
next gen's here, boys.
what the-
October
Finally.
13th, next
Finally.
gen starts. It's done.
Yeah. I put this on here, but because of due to time, we probably shouldn't get into it. And I'm sure we're gonna talk about it again because basically make sure that this is gonna be a topic of conversation for probably another year. But the EU approved the Microsoft Activision Blizzard King merger with concessions that any game that's within that library needs to be put on any streaming device for anyone who has purchased that game. So that's basically their concession, being like, okay, it's one of the things that the CMA was worried about. And they said it's got to be, those games can't be, they have to be on all streaming stuff. So they were like, okay, sure.
All digital
so
storefronts or streaming?
streaming,
Oh wow.
streaming storefronts.
That's interesting. So it
Yeah.
doesn't say anything about necessarily being
No,
on
it's not like
other platforms.
No, just cloud gaming, because that was the one thing the
Weird.
CMA, like the CMA claims that they blocked it based on cloud gaming and that stuff. So I guess EU was like, okay, well, we'll just basically these games have to be on cloud services. They're like, okay, which I think they were gonna do anyway. Like they signed a bunch of deals with cloud stuff I've never even heard of.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So.
Huh.
Yeah, so 6 months from now, I'm sure this might be a thing again. So we don't have to get into it right now. Plus, that could be like its own thing.
I
I just want
mean,
it to be over with
I'm not
one way or the
surprised.
other.
Yeah, I guess we'll just see what happens.
Yep.
Yep.
Mortal Kombat. We talked about that last week. We were was just a rumor then, a rumor with a little bit of a twist of most likely, and it got officially announced today, guys. At 9:00 this morning, Eastern Standard Time. Mortal Kombat 1. It's gonna have assist characters called cameos. Jason, what do you
Yeah.
think, buddy? Bringing in MVC into our Mortal Kombats.
I am not a traditional assist user because that's
Mhm.
like one layer too much for me. But I
Mhm.
think it's cool. I think guest characters and like cameo characters like this are cool, and some of them are going to be like DLC and shit like that.
Yeah.
Which is fine, because characters are already locked away. So, yeah,
But they're gonna have amiibos too that you can just plug.
They
right
are.
in.
You
Oh,
can buy.
really?
Yep, that's right.
sweet.
Mortal Kombat amiibos,
I
nice.
scan
No,
them and
if
they
you can
start
do
bleeding.
like if you can do like really cool fatalities that incorporate like the random characters that you can pull in and stuff like that, I think that could be fun.
That'd be nuts.
But
Yeah.
but yeah, I'm not a huge fan of like. I mean, I like Marvel vs. Capcom. I think it's a fun game to play. But I'm with Jason. I think it's just a layer too deep to like start. There's so much to learn and like to throw in like the different like combos and then you start to juggle and you got to bring in tag another character in and
Yeah.
then like continue to juggle with another character, and it's like, man, that's a lot to learn and stuff like that. So I mean, I'll definitely play this game for the single player for sure.
They've been they've really proved their chops with that
Yeah.
in that
Oh,
aspect.
yeah.
So I'm definitely looking forward to the single player stuff.
I mean,
Yeah.
you guys were talking in the chat today about like the story mode in 11 and
It's
in the
legit good. It's
the DC stuff. Like
Genesis games, yeah.
I don't have
Good.
any Mortal Kombat games at all, and I'm looking at Mortal Kombat 11 like maybe I should pick this up and give it a shot. You know,
That's fun.
I think 11's on PS Plus right now, if I'm not mistaken, or it was. It might not be there anymore.
the second part of the story might not be, but
is
Aftermath
it
or whatever?
PS Plus or is it
Oh,
PS
yeah.
Plus or is it
whatever.
PS
I don't know.
plus, plus,
Whichever
plus?
the extra one. Yeah, whichever the second plus one is.
the
plus and a
second
half.
plus? Okay, yeah.
Extra
Plus
plus.
Okay, PS
Yeah.
plus. All right.
It's also, I think it's also still on Game Pass too. So either one of those, you could probably grab it.
sure.
So that's coming out September 19th on everything.
Mhm.
Actually, even the Switch. It's even coming to the Switch. So
Yeah.
that'll most likely be streaming, of course.
Oh, the
And if you
last one
pre-order,
wasn't
you get
streaming,
Shang
so I don't know.
Oh, was it not streaming the last one?
No, it just ran like
Oh,
garbage.
geez.
It was
Yeah,
awful.
I was gonna say, how did that play? But
yeah, especially in the crypt, the single player stuff.
oh yeah,
single digit
Ah,
frames. It was nasty.
gross.
Yeah.
I could never imagine playing
It
a fighting game on
crashed a
Switch.
couple times, like when we were doing a recording of it. Oh
Yeah.
man,
Well, fun.
yeah.
It looks cool. Check out that trailer. Anyone, check it out. You can pretty much find it anywhere. Looks good. If that trailer's an engine, which I think they might have said it was,
Well, I don't know.
that's impressive because
Yeah,
that's
that would
running on
be-
again Unreal Engine 3 or Unreal Engine 5. Holy shit, Unreal Engine 3. I'm going back to freaking PS3 360 days. Wow. PlayStation finally announced their showcase for May 24th, 4 p.m. Eastern time.
Yeah,
It's
next
been
week.
a while. It's been, I think their last one was 2021, was it?
Really?
Was it that
I
long?
think it's been a long time.
They've done some small.
They've done
little
small
bitty
ones like those direct
showcases.
things or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they haven't done enough full blown showcase. I think it was something like someone posted on Twitter. It's definitely been over a year. So
And they said this is going to be like over an hour. It's just going to be
it's a
pretty
full blown like
substantial.
it's basically going to be what their E3 would have been and what has been in the past. So it's going to have multiple games from various publishers. So it's not just first party stuff, and it's not just going to be like stuff we already know about. So it's not just going to be Spider-Man 2. It's going to be hopefully a lot of good announcements. So hopefully we'll have some content for that.
Any
if we get a chance.
Any predictions, gentlemen? Any early thoughts?
I'm
wishes?
just hoping for Mortal Kombat gameplay. Like
That'd be cool.
that would line up. that
I
would
honestly-
sign
A
well.
week separated, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
I want some more Ghost of Tsushima. I know that they've been rumoring that.
Yeah.
I think it's possible.
Yeah.
I think you might get a cinematic trailer and just the announcement, but I mean,
Yeah,
I think it's
yeah.
possible. I think that's possible.
Show me more
Um,
Spider-Man. I'm down with that.
I'm
Yeah, oh
ready
yeah,
for
Spider-Man
some-
will definitely be there.
Yeah.
I'm ready for
I-
Spider-Man.
I'm
gameplay.
hoping Wolverine too. Wolverine gameplay
Yeah.
would be nice.
I think Wolverine's really far out, man. I think
I think
I mean,
I don't think
Spider-Man's coming out
I don't
this
think we'll
year,
see
right?
Gameplay.
Spider-Man's this year.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, fall.
Yeah, so I don't think. I mean, Wolverine is not at earliest. Like we're talking end of next year, right? So
Yeah.
At
I hope
your
they show
earliest.
something. I think they'll show something. I don't know if it'll be gameplay though. They'll show more than just his hands with the claws like they did initially.
Yeah. I think we've heard some rumblings of the partnership with Konami and doing a Metal Gear Solid 3 reboot.
Yeah, that's a popular
I would be
rumor.
interested if that was true. And then also,
Maybe I'll actually play it.
I think it's actually, yeah, I think it's actually time for us to see the Elden Ring DLC. I think we'll see it at the Sony show. Yeah.
Interesting. That'd be nice.
I don't know if we'll see it at Sony though, because I think MS had the marketing rights for the actual game. I'm not sure if that covers DLC though. So that's the only reason why I'm not sure if that'll be there.
I thought
But
Jeff
if it
Keighley had
is,
the
that would be awesome.
I would have thought Jeff Keighley had the marketing
Keighley-
rights.
I think it was announced. It was announced on Sony's or Microsoft's thing, and then Jeff Keighley showed was it the launch, the first big blowout? I guess it was.
Yeah, the first teaser. Yeah.
It was, yeah.
Oh, it was more than
Yeah,
a
it was
teaser.
that.
It was
The
a lot
gameplay
of,
team.
yeah.
It was the gameplay.
Yeah, it was like the
trailer.
gameplay like thing. Yeah, that was pretty cool. Yeah, so maybe that will be there. That would be pretty awesome. I'd be pretty hyped if they have that on there.
I need that. It's been taking so long. Usually, like Dark Soul DLC usually takes about 6 to 8 months, and we're way
Well over a
past
year.
that. Yeah, we're way
Yeah.
past that. So I'm definitely hyped for it.
Cool.
Jeff?
One thing we're going to be getting less of.
Hey,
Sorry,
Jeff.
Chris, were you going to say something? Yeah.
Yeah, real quick. You are correct. Mortal Kombat 11 is on PS Plus.
There you go.
The
Don't even have
I
to
think
buy
it's plus plus. It's the second tier.
Plus,
So
plus.
what is that, extra?
So wait, which one's
don't-
that?
I think
so
it's
the mi-
extra.
Okay,
The mid tier.
it's the one I
Yeah, the
have, I
mid-tier.
think.
Yeah.
Okay, so not the one where you get all the classic stuff. It's like the
No,
other
that's
one.
that's like premium or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
that's plus plus plus.
I don't know. They don't. They're so confusing with the way they did that. It's like just
Oh, there you go. Now you don't
tier
have an
1, 2, and
excuse
3.
at
It's
that
tier
point.
2.
Gotcha. There you go. Give it a shot, dude. You'll like it.
Yeah, man.
Pretty cool. One thing we're going to be getting less of, though, unfortunately, is Blizzard has come out and they're guys. I don't know what we're going to do. We had plans to get back in Overwatch 2.
Oh, we did.
Remember they revamped Overwatch 1 and they called it
Sure.
Overwatch 2.
Yeah,
And
Yeah,
we were
everybody
all
knew that.
like, oh, that's awesome. Why are they doing that? And they're like, oh, we're going to add in a PvE, like a co-op class-based shooter. It'll be against you guys, kind of like, light story-based, team up with your buddies, have a good time. And we're like, oh, shit. Okay, that makes sense. That's why you're calling it Overwatch 2, because you're adding all this new stuff to it. They're canceling it, or they did cancel it. They're not moving forward with it, as they basically said it's taking a long time. They've kind of ran into some hiccups that they couldn't avoid, and they're basically cutting ties with it. They're basically cutting it loose. So unfortunately, I mean, Chris, I know it hurts you. You were going to move over from Destiny.
Yeah.
I know that was like the plan, from what I remember
Totally the
correctly.
plan. Yeah, and actually all the rest of our clan too, they all jumped on a call and all together said, Who
gives a
Gives
shit?
Gives a shit.
Okay, to be fair, we might have given a shit. We're not sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It might
and
have
a
been
lot of
cool.
That I think
But-
I think it does really suck for the people that were looking forward to it.
Yeah, it really
I do
does.
too. I think so
it
too.
does.
But collectively,
Like
we were like,
I seriously would have considered it as considered Overwatch if it had like some sort of PvE, but it's a shame. But like I never had an intention of buying it until I heard about that, and if that's not coming out, then I guess just saves me.
A lot of people are bummed. A
Yeah.
lot of people give a shit.
Fuck
but
it.
just
I give
we
no
don't.
shits whatsoever.
Oh yeah, we don't. So that sucks. But anyway, that's been the news.
That's been the news with Jeff.
What else we got on the docket coming up here? What do we got?
I'm not sure we have anything left on the docket, guys.
I think we're done,
No.
boys. I
We
think
might
that's
be
a
done.
show.
that might be a show. Anything we want to say before we wrap up? Anything we need to add?
I think last week
I'm going to
was-
be playing some more Zelda. I'm going to try and finish up Jedi Survivor.
I wanna jump in and say I want to thank everybody for the great week last week.
Definitely.
It was super humbling. I think there were people all over the internet who were super supportive. Whether it was people who know Jason from Giant Bomb or our legacy fans from VG Evo days. I cannot state enough how grateful that coming from the behalf of everyone, how grateful we all are for that reception. And the
We
people who
we were all
jumped in.
freaking out behind the scenes. It's like
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we got
This is-
some
we're-
old names, man. It was awesome.
yeah,
to see some
and
people.
it was good to see. Right, it was good to see them come back. Like we've connected with a lot of our, with a lot of the community that was with us, when we were first around, and it's been great catching up with a lot of those people. And just like Travis said, just really humbled that you guys are jumping in and being a part of it again. And we got back together to do it because we love it and we wanted to do something. Wanted to get together and do it again. And having you guys come and give us the positive feedback you have, that really makes it. So thank you so much.
Definitely.
cool.
Good stuff. I think that's it, guys. listen, those of you who are watching and listening, thank you for watching and listening, and I hope you enjoyed it. Please, if you are interested, send us an email if you have any comments or if you have any topics you want to hear us talk about. That would be great. And any other ways you want to get in touch with us, you can check us on the link tree. There's the link down there. And that is a show. So, gentlemen, my name is Chris.
I'm Jeff.
I'm Jason.
And I'm Travis.
Play your games, and we'll talk to you next week.